Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're doing something that you've asked for. I don't know if I've done one of these before, so this should be interesting. But today, we're doing a fleet update. So basically, we're going to go around all the vehicles in my collection and see what they're up to, maybe see if they'll start, and take it from there. This is probably going to be a 3-part video, by the way, because there's quite a lot of vehicles in the collection. If I speak for even 10 minutes on each vehicle, we're going to have a long video, so I'm going to try and reduce it to 5 at the most, but we'll see how that goes. So anyway, without further ado, let's go on to the first vehicle. So, the first vehicle on today's list of fleet is my first Reliant I ever got. This possibly has came on the channel a couple of times. It's never fully been on the channel as such. It's not had a full video of we've restored this, blah 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 blah. But I did restore this. This is the first one that started this massive collection of crazy little three-wheelers, I guess you could say. And probably a lot of times that people have said, "You're nae there, Lewis," but that's another story. But anyway, this is the first one. It's a 1981 Robin Super 850 estate. It's a Mark 1 Robin, but none of the wiring diagrams for this Mark 1 Robin added up. Until I looked into it more, and at this point they're also building the Rialto. I think this has been cobbled up with stuff that was left in the warehouse, because it's got a Mark 1 body shell, but it's got the galvanised chassis and the Rialto wiring loom. So I think it's a combination of the two. When I got it, it was a total mess, smashed to bits as usual, and the interior was totally rotten. This was originally a browny colour. I didn't fancy a brown Robin, so I did it all red, and I managed to get a hold of a Jubilee Robin interior to go in it. But anyway, this has not been started since last year, so the chances of this working are probably 50-50. So let's see what it'll do. Oh! And a cobweb right in the face as I walk in the door. Right. Well, that answers that question. This one's got a dead battery. So unfortunately, Diddums, as she's nicknamed, is a non-starter. So in that, let's go to Robin number 2. Reliant number 2, funnily enough, is a Robin. That's why I said Robin number 2. So this is the second Reliant Robin. It doesn't matter which way I put that, it's still the second Reliant I got, and it's the correct name and model. So, this one is the same. I got this as quite a wreck. It was fully restored. This one had a bit of chassis repairs to do in it actually, which was quite fun. Quite a lot of work as well. This one I haven't had going in a wee while. So I'm just doing the usual check of, it's got the oily stuff and it needs actually a top up of water. So I'll have to add that to my servicing list. But anyway, it's not running some time again. But I should add a few details on it before we try and start it. So it's a 1976 Robin. Saloon. It's a different from the estate this time. It's Aberdeen registered from new. The reason I bought this car in September, no, not September, it was 2015. I bought it the Christmas of 2014, and I mean Christmas of 2014. I got gifted money for my Christmas, and I should say it was a very small amount. It was just from one person, this one. And I went out, and I was getting bits for Diddums to finish its restoration, and I got offered the chance to look at another Robin, which I says, I'll have a look at it, but I'm not buying it. I went down, when I was told if you offer him X amount, you might get it. I offered him X amount, and I did get it. So this one I got originally with the intentions of restoring to sell on. But to be fair, once I drove it, I fell totally in love with this thing. It was awesome. It has a 4-to-1 branch manifold that I fitted to it, so it's a little bit naughty compared to what a standard Robin should be. And unfortunately, when I thought it would just fire up there, this one's also got a dead battery. That's 2 batteries to my reconditioning list I will have to go and move on to now. I might do that later today if I have time. So yeah, this one has been out to many shows. I take it on as much road runs as I can because it is a very enjoyable Robin. But unfortunately, it didn't start because the battery's dead. If I put a booster on it, I guarantee it would start. Which is a shame because this would have been nice to have it started up. But I guess it's on to the next one because this one's slightly down on power today. That's a shame. Right, Robin number 3. This brings us to Reliant number 3. We're slowly getting there. I missed some polish up there. I'll have to clean that later. But anyway, Reliant number 3 is another Robin Saloon. I think I've seen a pattern here now. So this is the 3rd Robin Mark 1 that we've had in the fleet update so far. Again, these cars are before the channel was established. So this car here is a 1975 750 Super Robin. So the later cars all have Robin 850 on them, whereas this one just says Robin, nothing else. Robin if it was the standard, and Super Robin, which this is, as the super version. So this one I bought it again. Well, actually no, I got gifted this one. I was gifted this in I know I'm thinking about 8-9 years ago. Again, totally complete car. Looked tired. Front was a bit of a mess. I'll splice a photo in now of it. So I'll stop speaking so the photo appears. So there you see, it was quite a mess. Took a few years to get done, this one. Just other things got in the way. But it got restored and I've been able to enjoy it since. And this one, I think, is dead as well. Oh, it's got power. Let's try it and see. Right. So the answer to that, guys, is it doesn't have power, it's dead. But it had some power about it. So that's now 3 vehicles in the fleet that don't start, and 3 of them to put batteries on charge. Yes, I am going to be quite busy in a minute. I better put the choke back in. So this one, again, I like to show it as well as much as I can. It's a lovely car. It was originally yellow. It's the same shade of yellow, although it now has a pearlescent paint. So basically April yellow look to it, but it's a lotus colour now, and it's sun hits this, it's lovely, it shines. But yeah, lovely little Super Robin. And I think with the charge, all these cars, once the batteries are charged, will higher up. I've not a doubt in my mind about it. Hopefully I can revisit this in the future, or you can come along to the show and see them actually at the show while they're working. They're going to be at a few this year, most of them being at the Grampian Transport Museum in Afford, so how many left, and the Cavalcade in July. I believe there won't be big collections going out further afield this year. But anyway, Robin number 3. So Super Robin and 2 standard ones. I should add, the blue Robin we just seen last, I made that to look like a Super Robin, thinking I would never own a Super Robin, and then I got gifted this. So yeah, a little bit of useless knowledge. But this one, great car again, love it heading out to shows. But yeah, little update on this one, which is prior to the channel. But don't worry guys, we're getting closer to channel cars now. I think we've got 1 or 2 away and then we're into the ones that you will know of. So, without further ado, let's go to car number 4. Finally we're on to a Regal, not a Robin, a Regal. Car number 4. When I'd done 3 Reliants, I had originally said, that's it, I'm not doing any more. I'm happy with 3, I'm not doing another one. Never doing another Robin again. Ooh, a Regal. Basically it was along those lines that went. So this one's a 1972 Regal 330. Got it, about 2017, 2018. I love the little thing. Honestly, love this thing to bits. It's one of my favourites. Really is up there. This one, surprisingly, I was told a story about my great-grandfather the night before I bought this. That one of his best friends had a Reliant Regal, or Reliant Robin, I was told at the time. And it used to always come up now and again, and my dad could remember this bluey, greeny colour. And he always tell me the boy's name, and I picked this up, came home, was reading the logbook, and said, oh, this was owned by a Dodd. He just told me the name. I went, no, this isn't that name. That's same, different first name, but same second name. Then I realised it was a shortened version of the name that my dad was telling me. This was the same car, so this had actually a family connection to me. My great-grandfather used to go about in this one at one point as a passenger. I'm just watching the door bang. Oh, there we go, closed. Right, but yeah, he used to be a passenger in this quite a lot. I love this car, I think it's ace. We all know how this is going to go, it's a Regal. They're lovely. So all I need to do is sit in over it, put the key in, pull the button. Get a lee. We all knew this was going to work, didn't we guys? We had this going not long ago, so it had to work really. Because we moved this one to get the 325 slatty face Regal out. Because you may be thinking, what if it's your favourite, why is it in the corner? But it's in the corner because we had to get the other Regal out to do some work on it. So yeah, sitting here, purring quite nicely. And with that, on to car number 5. So guys, car number 5 is not here. It's not this one. Car number 5 I've just got the key ring for. For if you want to see it, it's in the Grampian Transport Museum. However, we can speak about it. It's the 1970 Reliant Supervan 3, hence why I'm sitting in a Supervan 3. Obviously I bought this after the 330 Regal, thinking I have a lot of bits came with this, I could probably build one. And I was able to build, well I got a hold of that one that needed a lot of restoration work and used the parts that I got from the Regal to help build the Supervan, which then got trotterized, so it looks like a trotter's replica. I was 50-50 that if I wanted to do that or not. I am quite glad I did, because I was stuck between 2 finishes for a Supervan. Trotter's van, or this. So, that was a bit of a tough one. Biggest restoration to date I think I've done. A lot of tricky kind of repairs, but very, very rewarding, because it was on the UK Barn Finds page at one point, where there was people telling you to push it off a cliff, push it in a river, bury it, burn it, and all sorts. And now you can respond to them and go, I've got a Supervan out of that, but thanks. So, that one was fully restored. I should add, by the way, because I forgot to add this in the last bit of the video, that the Regal that we just looked at, that is totally original. That's never been restored. But this we're now on to Reliant number 6. So we've kind of done 5 and 6 in the same one, since 5 isn't here. So 5's one can go in there. So Reliant number 5, or 6 even, sorry. Reliant number 6 is a 1971 Supervan 3. This Supervan I got just after lockdown, I think it was. And I decided, when I got it, I knew how it was being finished from the start. Original paint colour and everything was going back on it, and I knew it had to have my name and Reliant Specialist on it. It was on my head, in my mind, and I went, that's what it's getting. So this had a full nut and body rebuild. It's for the ground up. Everything totally original, been replaced as it should be. It's absolutely to the T, exactly how it should be. There will be more coming up in a future update about this van. I'm not going to spoil that in this one, but there's going to be an upcoming future video for this van and the Slatty, because they both had questions. Well, the Slatty's had a question asked about it, and this ties into Relevant, so we're going to do a combination video, which should be fun. But anyway, we all like a Regal, and so far Regals seem to work better than Robins, so let's see if this is going to keep the trend going. Of course it would. I should add, number 5 started no bother yesterday when I got it going. But of course a Regal or Supervan was going to work spot on. I'm quite proud of this one. Hence why I put the name on it. Purrs like a kitten. And with that, it's on to Reliant number... Are we on to 7? We're on to 7 now. Getting there. We're doing 10 in this video. Well, that's what I'm aiming for. So, on to number 7. Well guys, this one you do know. If you don't, go back to the beginning of the channel, you'll find it. So, this is now cars you all know about. The last Supervan was on the channel at one point, and the Mark V Regal. This was just after COVID as well, or pandemic, lockdown, whatever you want to call it. But this was just about then. Quite a big project. Timber frame was gone. The floor was gone. The engine now needs its valves done because they're not working. It's got no compression now, which is a shame because it did used to start quite nicely, but it sat for quite a time waiting about, and now it has no compression. I have done the oil check on it, which you put oil in the bores and crank it over again. No raise in compression, so it is the valves. This one is awaiting bodywork to be finished. So it was partially done, then circumstances changed, now I'm going to have to finish it. So there's quite a few bits of filler waiting to be sanded down. There's a lot of work to be done to it, to be fair. The main update of this one is this is going to be happening hopefully this year. That is next on my bodywork prep list. But I've got a priority build right now that needs done. And as soon as it's done, which will be later this month, because it has to be finished in 2 weeks' time. So this is taking out of time out of doing that to do this. But technically I'm waiting on paint to dry for it, so that's fine. It's not car paint though, it's painting parts. But anyway, the Mark V will get completed. I'm going to get the engine work redone again, so it means taking the head off, cutting the valves in, put it back together. I might take the engine out again and drop the pistons out to check all the rings, etc., and make sure they're all in good order. After that, get bodywork finished, into primer, painted, all finished, get the interior in it, and make it look all nice and pretty. Because we want this to be out and on the go, because it's a lovely little old car. It's got lovely shapes to it, curvy and quite nice, unlike the earlier cars we've been looking at so far in the oh, sneezing. So unlike the later cars to this. So the Robins and Regals came after this one. They don't have the curves this does, and I really admire the curves, and I think they're lovely. It's a lovely shaped car. It's kind of cute, but I need to get it finished. So it's on my list, and I need to get it done. I've got it high up priority wise. As soon as I get the one that I'm working on right now done, this is getting printed and hopefully finished. I would like to see it out to shows next year, so the 2026 season if I can. So that's next on that list. And with that, I think that's everything on this project. So we'll go to Reliant number 8. Again guys, this is another one that you know on the channel. So this is a 78 Kitten that was saved out of Scrapyard. This one you will have seen I have started the paint prep on. That's because at this point the Regal wasn't back. I've also scuppered the work on this one. Was last year's great summer was absolutely terrible. And I'm paint prepping this outside. So I couldn't get it done. Every time I had time off or I had spare time, I couldn't get onto the sander. It was either wet or it got to later on in the year and the damp kept coming onto it and I just could not get going. The sander also broke while I was doing the roof, so I got it finished and then I didn't get any more done. I want this one finished. This is getting painted as well this year. Probably easier to finish than the Mark V. I will be probably painting them the same time because it's easier to prime in 2 cars at once instead of 1 car. That's my idea anyway. It might not go that way. It might be that I do one after the other. But yeah. So this one's still rolling about. Not much changed since the last video we did on it, which is probably ages ago now because I can't remember when I did one of those. But I've put the windows in it as well, just sitting in place to keep the weather out of it because the plastic was just falling out of it. But yeah, there's not much more to report on this one. It's waiting for good weather for me to paint prep it. And I mean, there's not much to do. There's bodywork repairs around the bottom what to do. There's a couple bits in the doors. Apart from that, it's pretty good. So this one will be repaired and hopefully looking like a nice kitten again. And I've just noticed there's a stone on the windscreen. I can only guess that's from me using the snowblower to get into the shed. Must have put the stones up on top of it. Anyway, this one though, we'll see some progress this year hopefully if we get a good summer. So what's that? That's Reliant number 7, 8. 8 will be 8 we're going to do in a future video, I think. 8's not currently here right now, it's stored elsewhere. So it's easier to do that at a later date. Well, we can speak about it just now and you'll see it at shows anyway. So 8 is the Bond Bug. The Bond Bug, to be fair, has no issues at all. It's running happily, driving happily, it's just stored inside elsewhere. So an update on it is it's exactly as it should be. I will probably cut in some footage here if I can of the Bond Bug, just so you can have a quick look at it. But apart from that, there's nothing else to see in it. It is exactly the same as it was. Runs happily, drives happily, and enjoys being out and about. So that's 7.8. The Bond Bug is a 74, by the way. I should add that. 7.8. Oh, Mark V Regal's a 59. I forgot to tell that one as well. So 7.8. What's Reliant 9? I know. Let's go find out. So guys, the next one, which I think is Reliant number 9, is a 325 Regal, which we obviously did a video on quite recently. I've since found out why my clutch wasn't working right well, and I've now got the repair for it. I just haven't got it fitted yet. So this one has a longer push rod than what I've got fitted, so I need to do that. This one again, full restoration. It's currently sitting waiting to go on get the last couple of bits ready to go on the road. New tyres are on it, reg plates on it, hubcaps need cleaned and fitted, and I've also to do the engine covers, so they're on my list to do. But anyway, we could go on about this, but if you want to read or see more on this car, go back in the channel and you'll find it's a reveal, I think, for 700 subscribers. Off the top of my head, I think that's it. And this is when we collected this and had a look around it. So this one, the last time we tried to start this, it embarrassed me and didn't start. So I'm hoping today it does start. Choke out. Of course it would. It's a Regal, it doesn't want to let the line of Regals down. Lovely little thing. I do love a Regal. I'll have to give it a dust before it goes out to shows. There's a bit of dust all over it. This one is basically ready for the road, guys. So you'll maybe see this out and about at shows in Aberdeenshire this year. Well, you will if you're out, because I've already got it booked into some shows. I think, I can't remember off the top of my head what ones this is going, but it's definitely Grampian Transport Museum shows. Possibly Castle Fraser for the Bonaccord Steam Vintage Fair, and a few other places, but we'll see. But a nice, easy update this one, because we've seen a lot of it recently. It also went to NEC this one about this time last year, before we put the windows and all that in it, so I wonder what I'm going to be up to at the NEC this year, because I do have a car being prepped, ready to go. Anyway guys, I'm going to go and crack on and find Reliant number 10, which I think is next door. Robin 10, or Reliant 10, which is technically a Robin, so both ways is correct. As you can see, the Robin van hasn't had much done to it in a while. It's currently undercover. I need to get finished on this one. This one doesn't need much to finish it. Purely got stalled at the time because of lack of funding. It wasn't high on my priority list. I like the Robin van, but having 3 Mark 1 Robins didn't make it priority. This one does run and drive. It's not got a battery in it just now though, so we can't start it. It does need finishing. I'm going to say it again. Since I've got it, I've repaired the damage to the back corner that was done. I think we did that in video, or slideshow. It's had some engine work done to it, bits and pieces, but it's never been finished. This is getting in on the stage of I'm getting round to it jobs. So yeah, this one I want to get done soon, because it does need a bit of fiberglassing, carpets fitted, seats in, and that would really be it. Oh, and a new number plate on the front or back, which I have the kit for now, because I can make the vintage plates up, which is quite nice. So, that's all there is on this one. There's not much to see. But, yeah, it's great fun anyway. I just need to get it done. And getting the time to get them done is a tricky thing, because time seems to be short. Because every time I start something, I don't get to the end of it. Or I get distracted in between. But anyway, a little update on Randy the Robin, or Randy the Robin van. But I will get this one done. I want to have this done because I got it in quite good circumstances, and I want to have it back on the road. At least show it a while anyway. It just needs the little bits finished, and not a lot spent on it. I now know how to do the jobs that put it off at the time. And I think I've got most of the bits here that it needs, so we'll probably get this done this year. I have a chance, maybe. Definitely going to get it done though. Anyway, Reliant 11. Turns out, guys, I can't count. This is actually Reliant 12. The Robin van's 11. Yeah, somewhere along that line of cars, I must have double counted, and I'm sure you'll point it out in the video. But I've now found it at this point. So, Reliant number 12 is the BN2. And yes, it looks very, very filthy. I need to clean this one properly, and I need to get it back on the road. It's off the road. I took it off the road last year to put another Robin on the road, and it's just sat here since. It has some water ingress got into it, so it looks a little bit damp. It also needs the battery charged, because I remember it was flat, or maybe not in it. It's maybe not got a battery in it actually. It's one or the other. I'll have to have a look. But anyway, the BN2, bought it because it's a BN2. I bought it actually from thinking it was a BN1, got it and then realised it was a BN2. This is a weird one because it was sold by Parts World, a Reliant Parts World, which was Reliant at the end, but it was built by B&N Plastics. So we don't actually know where this car fits in that timeline, if it was a prototype, if it was a spares build-up of a car. We're not actually sure. And I've just realised the rubber's pushed out of that windscreen, so I'm going to have to change that seal. That'll be another job for another day. But anyway, I'm not going to try and start it, because I'm pretty sure it won't start. And I don't think I have the key for it in my pocket. LX Robin. No, I don't have the key for it on me. But this will hopefully be returning in the future to shows again. I'm probably going to paint it before then, because it's really, really looking badly cracked and minging, really. So yeah, we're going to probably do this up. And with that, this is the end of today's video. We're stopping on the BN Robin. Join us in the next part of this video, where we go around the rest of the collection and see what they're up to now and if they'll start. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to give the video a like. If you'd like to keep up to date with all the content coming to this channel, remember and hit the subscribe button below and the little bell to notify you when I post videos to the channel. There will be a few things coming. Part 3 of this, if we have a part 3, probably won't come out for, well, part 2 will be next weekend. Part 3 might be the 2 weeks after that, because I'll be at the restoration show at the NEC that weekend, I think, if I work my times out. The weekend on the 23rd, well, I'll be at the restoration show from the 20th to the, it's around 21st to the 23rd of March, I think it is. I think. I'm there earlier setting up, but anyway, that's where I'm getting a bit confused now. So yeah, I'll be there. Video that weekend probably will be coming out later, unless I pre-plan to put it out, which might work. I'll see how it goes. Well, I won't film that weekend, so, oh no, it might be out on Wednesday then. Yeah, it might actually still be out in time. Ignore all that spiel I've said, because it might still come out in time. There will definitely be 3 parts, and I'm going to try and keep the videos coming weekly as well. Anyway guys, I'm going to go and crack on, because I've got a few jobs to do, and I've got a lot of batteries to go and pick up with a wheelbarrow now and put on charge. So if you've enjoyed this video, do what I said earlier, hit the like button and tell your mates about it. Anyway guys, I'm going to crack on. We'll see you again.